Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a topic that, let's be honest, touches almost all of us, especially in a fast-paced city like Dubai. We're talking about stress. We're going to break down what it is, how to know when you might need a hand, and what the path to feeling better actually looks like.
So, does this sound familiar? That constant feeling of being on? The pressure, juggling work, family, life, everything. If you're nodding along, just know you are definitely not alone. And recognizing that feeling is a huge first step.
Okay, so first things first. We have to understand that stress isn't just a bad mood or a tough day. It's a real physical response that has a massive impact on your entire system, both in your mind and, you guessed it, in your body.
And here's the kicker. When that stress isn't just a temporary thing, when it becomes chronic and just sticks around, that's what we call prolonged stress. And that's when it really starts to creep into every part of your life, messing with your sleep, your work, and even your relationships.
You see, stress creates this incredible feedback loop between your mind and your body. Mentally, you might feel that constant worry or find it impossible to focus. But then, physically, that same anxiety can show up as headaches, total exhaustion, or even higher blood pressure. They're completely connected, each one making the other worse.
So, the big question is, how do you know when normal, everyday stress has crossed the line into something more serious? Well, your body and mind are literally sending you warning signs. The trick is learning to recognize them.
Okay, before we jump into a list, just take a quick second and check in with yourself. As I go through these points on the next slide, just notice if anything really resonates with how you've been feeling. So these are some of the really common ones. Maybe it's that feeling of being completely overwhelmed all the time, or a deep fatigue that no amount of coffee can fix. Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, or you've got this short fuse you never used to have. It can also be physical, like constant headaches, or emotional, like just not caring about the things you used to love. These aren't just bad moods. They're clear signals that it could be time to chat with a professional.
If any of that felt a little too familiar, you're probably wondering, okay, so what now? Well, the first step is often a really simple screening. So let's pull back the curtain on what that actually means, because it's a totally positive and proactive step toward getting back on track.
I know, mental health screening can sound a little clinical, right? But honestly, it's just a private, supportive chat. It's a way for a family doctor to help you figure out what's going on, and this is key, to catch any issues early before they turn into something bigger.
Yeah, not knowing what to expect could really hold us back, can it? So, let's break down exactly what happens, step by step, during one of these screenings. No surprises.
And it is truly that simple. It usually kicks off with a questionnaire you fill out in private, and then that's followed by a conversation with your doctor. The whole thing is designed from the ground up to be confidential, supportive, and completely judgment-free.
So, to make this all a bit more real, let's look at what this process can look like in practice. We'll use Westminster Clinic as an example of what's called a holistic approach, where they're looking at the whole you, not just one symptom. Their approach is a really thorough 6-step journey. It all starts with that confidential screening we talked about. Then they do a physical evaluation, just to make sure there's nothing else going on. After that, it's all about practical support, things like lifestyle counseling, learning new ways to handle stress, and if you need it, they coordinate everything with in-house specialists. And all along the way, they're monitoring how you're doing. Okay, let's talk about the big elephant in the room for a lot of people. It's a really common worry. Does going for a screening automatically mean you're going to walk out with a prescription?
The short answer is no, not at all. In fact, for so many people, the focus is on other really powerful tools first. Things like counseling, new stress management techniques, and simple lifestyle changes can make a world of difference, and that's often the very first line of support.
And you know, all of this really gets to the heart of why integrated care is so important. It just means finding a healthcare partner who gets that your mental and physical health aren't two separate things. They're two parts of the same whole. So what makes a model like this work so well? Well, for starters, it's all about creating a safe, discrete space where your physical and emotional health are looked at together. And having specialists like counselors and psychiatrists right there, in-house, means you get this smooth, coordinated care exactly when you need it. And you can feel confident knowing that this kind of care is backed by real expertise. The physicians are not only fully licensed by the Dubai Health Authority, but they also have specific extra training in mental health management. So you really are in capable, qualified hands.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful truth. This quote just says it all, right? Your mind and your body are on the same team, and they both deserve the exact same level of care and attention.
So the final question is really for you. If you've been feeling off balance lately, just remember there are clear, supportive, and effective steps you can take to find that sense of equilibrium again.
If you feel like you're ready to take that first step, here's all the info you need to schedule a confidential chat. Remember, taking care of your mental health isn't just okay, it's a sign of strength. Thanks so much for tuning in.